If you're on PS4, Xbox One, it could look a little bit different as it's a different generation, but the steps should be roughly the same. My league is the same thing as MyNBA. That can get a little bit confusing sometimes. Head on over to features. I'm on PlayStation 5, which is right next to 2K TV behind my ball pumpkin head. Scroll down to roster. Move over to create a roster. Depending on the league you want to play in for MyNBA or My League, it has to match what you're going to edit here. You can't create a Kobe era and then play in the modern. It's just not going to work. So I'm going to do modern myself. If you've already been playing around with a roster and you want to continue to tweak, then naturally you would go to user created roster. If you are new and you're starting fresh, head on over right there to official 2K roster. From here, you're going to look at the top left where it says roster creator, and next to it, the name of the team, Toronto Raptors. Follow the button prompt to the left, L1 for me, maybe it's LB for you or whatever on PC, and you're going to want to move to the left a bunch of times until you pass the 76ers. Whoops. And the moment you do that, this is where you'll see all the players from the absolute top to the worst across all teams and positions, and you can cycle through with the left analog stick, as you can see at the bottom left, if you want to cycle through the different positions. If you head on over to the left again, free agents. Left again, this is where your created player would be. So you would select them from here naturally, or here if you want a free agent. So let's say we want a Kobe Bryant. You select him, okay? And we're going to assign Kobe Bryant to another team. We want to send him to the Toronto Raptors, let's say. Oh, a team can only have 15 players. That's fine. Select yes. Now it's forcing you to trade with another player. This is how I do it. I like to assign because it makes things quicker. I go ahead, I do that. Boom, boom, I'm done. Now we're stuck, if you will, on the Toronto Raptors. Now you got tab over again. Go through the different teams, if you know, or the players specifically on the team, or go back to the all players list is what I mean. Finish what you got to do. Then head on back to your team. And from here, where it says roster creator, for me, it's R2. It's the trigger button. Pull it once. This is where your My Player is going to show up. Your free agents, just everybody that you've got on your team is going to be here. But they could end up not being thrown right into one of the 5 positions. PG, SG, SF, PF, and C. Maybe they're over here, which means that they won't be on the lineup right away. Because I like to have it so I have 5 players and they never get subbed out. That's just me. Okay, you could go all the way down. Maybe your created player is one of these reserves. A Comchi. So then you would select him. And then you would trade him with whoever you want him to be. Maybe you want him to be your center. Swap minutes and move players. Boom. Now again, for like I said, like how I like to play. It's just my main 5. Okay? So we go down right below the center. And we use the D-pad to the left, and we just take away all their minutes. All these players. Take them all away. Once you're done doing that, taking away all the minutes from those players, now you'll have enough points remaining to crank it up to 48 for everybody else. Now that you've done this, and you have all 5 positions, all maxed out at 48 minutes, it's time to back out, save your roster. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because I've already started playing with one, so I'm going to exit without saving. Now, there is going to be, hopefully, a link down below in the description box whenever I get around to it. There's going to be another video on how to edit your lineup in My League / MyNBA, because sometimes when you go to play, even though you did all your minutes and stuff, your starter lineup and all that still may not work the way that you want, and I don't want to make this video any longer than it needs to be. Again, I've already talked about this. This is where you can go into 2K. I've already made a video on this.
Battle the competition.
Now, learn 2K. And this is where you can go to like scrimmage first. Bottom left, you can load your roster. With the left analog stick, go to user created, tab over, load it up. Boom, you're done. Okay? Sometimes it doesn't work, so you got to load it up a second time. I've had to do this now a couple of times. Say there's Stephen Curry. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and all that, okay? Then when you back out, if you go to freestyle, boom. Look at the roster. It's already working because you can't load a roster from here just like last year. Now we're going to back out. We're going to go to play now. You can do quick play, but you cannot do eras quick play unless you did a different era roster. Remember, I did modern. So as long as you did like any of the other ones, then yes, it'll work here. You can do blacktop and quick play. Again, you could see that my roster's already loaded, but again, for the sake of it, bottom left screen, you would load your roster, go to user created, okay? Going to back out of that. Same thing with blacktop. You would pick whatever mode you want. Let's say 3v3 right away. Again, bottom left, load the roster, user created. Head on over, load it up. Pick a side. Advance. Court size, game conditions. There it is, Michael Jordan. Pee-wee Leonard. Yes, he's joked around about it before. See? There's all your people there. So that works for that. And the last place we want to do it is in the NBA eras. You cannot do custom rosters, as far as I know, in MyGM, nor can you do it in MyNBA Lite, nor can you do it in the playoffs. It's only in MyNBA, which again, on last gen, old gen, whatever you want to call it, is my league. It's the same thing as MyNBA. You go here, you load it up. This is important. Again, if you made a LeBron era roster, you have to play a LeBron era MyNBA, my league. I did a modern era, so I'm going to select modern era. And then from here, there's a couple of options that you got to toggle. That's very important, or it's just not going to work at all. Right here under setup options, whatever the button prompt is showing you on the screen, for me it's X. Toggle it. Now look to the right. Everything's lit up. But now go to the option list, whatever the button prompt is there. Turn off fantasy draft because that's going to make it so that you can build your team from scratch, and that'll probably ruin your roster. Do all the stuff that you got to do, and then advance. Again, user created roster. Tab over with the bumper buttons to My Files and select your roster that you want. And then from here, actually, you don't select anything here. You just look and go, okay, that looks good. And then you advance. You advance, like you change whatever it is you need. And then from here is where you now select your team that you want to play as. Select it. Now you advance again. Do this. Yeah, auto generate rookies, whatever. No, you're not retiring, LeBron. And then we go to front office. We go to roster, and you can see it right there. Michael Jordan, Stephen Curry, Kiwi Leonard, okay? So that's how you do that. So as always, if you liked the video, thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. Thumbs down if you didn't like it, and I'll bend it in half, twist it, break it off inside your rectum. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally, that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. Maybe I'll see some of you in the next video. Remember to either look through my playlist, or I will try when I can to remember to put a link down below to how to edit your lineup in MyNBA, my league, in case there's still some further tweaking to be done to your lineup. Okay? Bye for now.